Hey, Con 3D on the tube. In this video, we're going to look at iLids in Cinema 4D. Now, I know I did this whole elaborate video on nonlinear morphs, but I don't know how to do that in Cinema. Chaining morphs together and whatnot, at least not yet. So we're going to do something simpler for this guy, and that's basically a bone for each lid, and do it as you would imagine we would do it. This does not allow us for as much flexibility for the look of the eyelid when it rolls up. You can't have the skin rolling up and folding up in itself as you would see in a real eye, unfortunately. So there are limitations to it, but it is a little quicker and dirtier. I do want to show you in here the setup I have. Let me back out of here. And we'll go into a wireframe view here. Okay, it's a very simple rig. I just have a head bone. I have a null object here, iParent _ R. And then I have the lower lid terminator, the upper lid terminator, and the eyeball, which looks like that. So this guy is not going to be moving around with a joint, because you don't need to. You can just rotate them like so. So anytime you don't need to use a joint to deform geometry, don't use a joint to deform geometry, because it's just more things that it has to process every frame, rotating those points around with the joint, or stretching them, what have you. But if you can just rotate the object itself, like so, you get a snappier response when you're animating, and the faster things are when you're animating, the faster you can animate, and that's a good thing. So we'll just keep that in mind. Things that don't deform, don't put them, don't have them deformed by joints. Just rotate them. This will be good for eyeballs, or like a suit of armor, or a robot, stuff like that. Okay, so moving along. I got the one side done. I will use the mirror tool, like I covered in a previous video, to flip it on the other side, and then we will dig into the weighting in the next edit. Okay, I've just performed the mirror operation, and I wanted to point something out to you. There's a weird anomaly that happens here on his upper and lower eyelids on the left side. These are the guys who are mirrored. Let me show you the originals. These guys are fine. What I did was I aligned this green ring to kind of line up with the two corners of his eye. Okay, so that when he rotates along this axis, it goes in the proper direction. But on this side, it's messed up. And I guess this is just an anomaly with Cinema, the way it does things. You can see that the green line is not exactly lined up. So I'm going to fix this before I do any weights. And yeah, there's a way to fix it if you do the weights first. Let's just save myself some headaches by doing this first, because I was, after all, anticipating this problem. Freeze my changes there. Get the lower lid. Do the same thing. Okay, I don't know why it put a .1. Oh, it made two pairs of... I don't know how that happened. Let's delete these. Delete it out, children. Okay. Lid, lower L. I don't know how it made another copy of the lower lid, but let's just fix that one. Freeze up. Okay. Now, as you noticed, I have gone in and hidden all the polygons except for the relevant eyelids, because This way I don't have to be ultra careful about painting weights on the back of his head as I'm doing it. So I also hid his eyeballs. So he's got the little red dot there. Alright, let's move on to the next step. Okay, as you can see, I have polygons hidden, everything but his eyelid. That way I don't accidentally paint on the back of his head. And I did a bind on his head joint and the skin, like so. Control click and then the character bind, like you know. And if I go here in the weights manager, which is character manager, weights manager, that brings up this, and you can see under the joints tab, this is the only joint that is affecting the geometry and the weights. So we need to bring in these other joints, and I made a little test animation for the eyelid. So what I'm going to do to rectify that is to click on my skin model, control click on the other lids, not the terminators, just the start of them. Character, commands, bind. Okay. These guys are brought in. As you can see, the paints are all crazy. Very, very bad. So let's pick my head model. It looks like I can pick my joints for painting in here. That's a good thing. Oh, maybe not. Let's just do it this way. I'm going to turn visible only off. 100% absolute mode. Let's increase my radius. I'm just basically going to paint the head joint to everything. And notice it did it on the other side. Now as far as symmetry goes, I set this up to name mode. As you may recall, last time we used single, but this time we're dealing with _L, _R. I hope it's not going to be a problem because we have _L for the lid too. We'll find out, I guess. What I could do, these all have ER. There. That should make things a little more specific. Okay, back to options. I'm going to go to a different frame. Oh, looks like I had a little left over there. That's strange. Oh, it's visible only is on. That's the problem. I thought I turned it off. Okay. Good as new. I'll pick my left upper lid. Do some painting here. Turn visible only. No, I'll keep that off. Just leave it where it was for now. Yeah, get some tweaking here. Okay, let's go to wireframe mode here. So that's 100%. Let's start subtracting now. Erase. Oops. I don't want to erase 100%. About right, maybe a little bit more. keep in mind when this is subdivided, it's going to curve like so, and it's not going to quite reach that point, so it's going to be like somewhere around here. 20% is too strong. Is too strong, I think. I think that's about right. Oh great, we got clipping. I can't get in too close. I'll add a little bit here. Oh, this clipping, I tell you. I don't know if there's an option for clipping, but let's just do without it for now. If I can add hyperclips, probably can't. I can paint while I'm doing it in hypernerds. But actually, it looks fairly good right there. Yeah, you can't do the painting in hypernerds, so I'm going to turn that back off. Okay, you look good, and you need help. Let's go to base mode. Okay, I think that's fairly good. Also notice this, the iLid is not projecting out enough to meet the lower lid. That's another thing that we don't have control over when we're doing it this way. Additive. Let's look at this other view here. Okay, we need to add these guys in. Put the strength up a bit. It is nice how you can just draw a stroke over multiple points. Just a little bit of pull here. We don't want too much space between the segments, otherwise you might see the eyeball poking through there. Let's see a little tweaking here, I think. Yeah, we just don't have the ability to have the skin folding up in itself like this when we're doing it this way, unfortunately. And so as you can see, nothing's happening over here. I think something's happening behind the scenes because we are using this symmetry thing, but it doesn't happen in real time. But there's another step that we do for that one. You'll see that shortly. But I am moderately happy with this. So let's move on to the next step. Okay, I guess this was a little simpler than I thought it was going to be. I thought there was a complex process of copying these weights over, but it looks like the symmetry worked as a dream. As I scrub through the animation, you can see that each lid is operating individually. I put a little animation in there, but I can just do like this. You can see it's working fine. So that's a good thing. I thought we had more work ahead of us, but we don't. Bonus. Okay, so I think you get the idea as far as the lids go. You can do the same technique for the lower lids, and that would do that. That would be all you need to do for that. Just keep in mind the way I did it. Initially, I had the head painted 100% for this area, and then I painted onto these lids. And of course, while it does that, it's subtracting from the head because of the auto normalize is activated. And so that's it. There you go for the iLids. See you next time.